Everybody is very much concerned about losing weight. So, what's the best workout routine for beginners to lose weight and build muscle at the same time?
You can say lose fat, but even fat, you need that in your body. It's very important for your body as well.
What are the top 5 common mistakes beginners make when trying to get fit?
They either go into working out too hard or they either go into undertraining, so working out too less.
Advice for staying motivated to exercise, especially during tough times or a busy schedule.
I'm a trainer, okay, I do this for a living, but I still have my family, I still have responsibilities, I still have a lot of stuff to do as well. I still somehow manage it, right?
How can someone stay motivated and committed to their health and fitness resolutions? Alright, good evening. Namaste, bonjour. Welcome to the show. Another brand new edition of Beyond the Border Season 1. My name is Arjun. You are listening to 96.7 FM CKLU. And you are listening to us on cklu.ca Radio Player Canada app. Thank you so much for listening to us right here, right now. Joining us today is none other than Mr. Vaishvik Patel, a driven professional from India who moved to Toronto, Canada during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021. While pursuing a business administration degree, he built a thriving career as a certified personal trainer, managing training departments and refining his skills in fitness and sales psychology at top facilities like LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, and Centennial College as well. Now leading the training department at Planet Fitness Sudbury, Vaishvik combines technical expertise and business acumen to deliver exceptional results. Beyond fitness, Vaishvik has contributed to his community as a vice president of Indian Club at Centennial College and as a representative in the Ontario Gujarati Student Association, showcasing resilience and leadership throughout his journey. Vaishvik's story is one of the turning challenges into opportunities and excelling diverse fields and inspiring those around him to aim higher. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vaishvik on the show.
Thank you so much, Arjun. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show. Like you said, I'm very young and energetic. I'm very young. I'm still learning my trades. I'm still learning my place in the community. But whatever I've learned so far, whatever mistakes I've made, I'd be very happy to share that with people. And you're giving me this opportunity using this radio station. So I'm very, very much appreciative of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vaishvik. It's an honor to have you on the show. And I'm sure today we're gonna get lots of nuggets about health and fitness since we are at the end of 2024, isn't it?
You always need to get nuggets for health and fitness. It doesn't matter if it's 2023, 2024, 2025, you always gotta keep worrying about it,
Absolutely.
But no, 100%, this is like a lot of people are starting to go into New Year's resolution. Everybody's trying to change their lives, the new year's approaching. So this is a very important time to put in important, health and fitness information out there, which is accurate. And thank you so much. This allows me to do this.
Thank you so much. Let's begin with your journey from your country to Canada. Moving from India to Toronto, Canada during the COVID-19 pandemic must have been challenging. What were the biggest obstacles you faced and how did you overcome them to succeed as both a student and a professional?
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of answers to that, and like you said, COVID-19 pandemic, I arrived at that time to Toronto, to Canada, right? And COVID-19, like anybody else, it's nobody has ever experienced something like this, right? Like when was the last pandemic, or when was I think the Spanish flu or something 100 years ago? But then COVID was something which nobody was prepared for. One day government wakes up saying, okay, there's a flu going, everything is shut, you gotta stay home. At that time, I was planning to come to Canada, come to Toronto, right? But I'll be honest, me coming to Toronto, me coming to Canada was something which was totally out of the blue, and I'm very happy about that. before this, actually, I was, like I said, I used to be an IELTS teacher in India, and I worked at a
Wow.
few places. But I was actually also planning to be a pilot in Florida, and I got an admission in St.
Nice.
Augustine, Florida. But then, like I said, COVID hit, so I had to change my plans. I had to be, like the whole industry for airlines went down, so I had to see where I wanted to be, right? Toronto and Canada was very welcoming at that time, so I arrived in Toronto to pursue my business administration advance in Centennial College. That was during, I think, 2021 September when I landed, when COVID was still, like, I think we were still in the middle of it, but slowly stuff was starting to simmer down, vaccinations and everything was out. So I landed here, I landed in Toronto, and then it was, like you said, everything was closed. I was totally in a new country as well. I didn't know, I was very shy, I was not very comfortable. But then what helped me the most was networking. Reaching out to the people, if you even find one friend, that one friend could have one more friend, that one more friend could have a third friend, and people just like that through that chain helped me out. Okay, and I learned a lot about it through the, like I said, first thing, through through help. Never be shy to ask for help. That's what I would say. Secondly, resilience, a lot of resilience and patience. Okay, nobody told me that, when you go to Canada everything's going to be easy, everything's going to be served to you on a platter. I had to work for it like everybody else, right? So in that case, scenario as well, you need a lot of resilience and a lot of patience. Okay, so just like any other student or any other fresher out there, I was not able to find jobs. I was not able to find something to do. I was delivering food through Uber Eats for the first 2 to 3 months
Okay.
when I came here, right, in Toronto. I had the whole map of downtown Toronto in my head at that point. But that's how I started. But and me getting into fitness, that's a very, very interesting story as well. Okay, that was something which was very unexpected, that I was going to transition to the fitness industry in here, right? So I already had a lot of experience, and I already had workout knowledge from back home, and over here I tried to apply it. And I was as somebody from a gym which I used to work out at, okay, which I'll also expand on in further questions so far, told me that I should be going into health and fitness, okay, and that's how I worked on it. And then even through that period of time, through my studies or through health and fitness, everything that helped me was patience and resilience. That would be my biggest point, I would say, to any other people out there as well who are new to this country.
Yeah.
If you are persistent to something, you can come out of any obstacle you'd like.
All
Okay.
right. And now, recently, you are here in Sudbury. I know you are associated with Planet Fitness Sudbury. Is this the only reason you moved to Sudbury, or what made you come to Sudbury? What's the reason?
There were a lot of factors, I'll be honest about that. Sudbury, saying so far, I belong to a smaller city, right? Like back home as well, I come from Vadodara, which is a very small city. It's not as big as Mumbai or Ahmedabad or something like that. And Sudbury gives somewhat of a same feel. Okay, I grew up in Vadodara, so it's a small city. I feel everything is close by, everything is cozy. I get the same feeling in Sudbury as well. Okay, that everything is literally anywhere you want to go in the city, it's 15 to 20 minutes. So it's very cozy. That's something which I definitely like. And secondly as well, I would say that the government right now has put in plans and initiatives which attract a lot of talented immigrants to smaller communities like Timmins, Sudbury, North Bay, etc. And that's something which also attracted me over here, because the government wants that we get as much talent as possible in smaller communities, okay, especially Sudbury. So 100%, I feel that that's something which would be which was a contributing factor, and it's a new challenge. Toronto was a totally different demographic. You see all different sorts of people, and then Sudbury is a totally different demographic. You see different values, and I'm trying to help people in the same way, right? So it was a challenge, and I was up for a challenge, I'd say. Yeah.
All right. So, how did you find Sudbury till date? How long it's been in here?
I've been here October October endish, I would say October end. Yeah, I'm like sorry, I messed up my dates. But I've been around October. I've been around here since October, and so far, it's as many people I've interacted with at my work and at home or anywhere else in the city. It's been lovely. It's been good so far. It's I don't see that much diversity. I don't see the same culture as Toronto, I would say, where I also spent like 3 years. But this has a more coziness to itself. The people here, they also have a coziness to them, I would say. And it feels like everybody's very very family oriented here as well, so that's something which I also appreciate, because there's a lot of families who come at the gym, and I love when I'm able to help families like those, and I'm able to do this over here as well. There's so many families around, right?
Nice, nice. I know everybody knows about Planet Fitness Sudbury. It's really popular nowadays in fitness world, in fitness and health world. So now you are a certified fitness trainer at Planet Fitness Sudbury, right?
Yes,
Tell
that's
us
correct.
something more about your job and your Planet Fitness Center.
So I worked at a lot of different gyms, a lot of different facilities. Some were for profit, some were not for profit, some were like very huge chains like Walmart, some were like mom and pop, like a small business. Planet Fitness is something unique as well, because I feel that I've been able to focus on a lot of customer service here. And Planet Fitness, it's mostly concentrated to help beginners. Okay, it's concentrated to help people who feel shy coming to the gym,
Okay.
feel intimidated by the environment. Because working at so many different environments, so many different gyms, I've also encountered people just like that who feel very intimidated to join the gym, etc. And what's going on in that gym where I was working, it would not perfectly suit them. But Planet Fitness, their whole policy and everything aligns with that. So number one, they're very very beginner friendly. Number two, I'll be honest, like if you're trying to be economical, right? If you're trying to save money, you're trying to cut corners, they provide a really good value as well. Okay. Uh, like you said, I'm the certified trainer for this branch, okay, and there's only one certified trainer for each branch, so I'm for the Sudbury branch, and whatever membership you get at Planet Fitness, there's only two memberships. Whatever memberships you get at Planet Fitness, you get access to me, right? You get
Okay.
access to my knowledge, you get access to my experience without any additional costs, okay? If you were to do this at any other gym, it would be very tough unless you were willing to pay 80 or $100 an hour,
Yeah. Yeah.
so something I really appreciate that about Planet Fitness as well, that I can help people without asking for a lot, and I'm just able to share this knowledge, okay. And if you'd like to learn about a bit about company history as well, Planet Fitness is from the US, and they have a lot of gyms around Canada and North America, and they're trying to create a network, okay. They're trying to create an accessible network. So let's say if you were to get a membership in Sudbury, you can go to Timmins, you can go to South End in Toronto, you can go to somewhere in Alberta or somewhere in British Columbia, and you'd still be able to access a Planet Fitness there. You'd still be able to focus on your health and fitness as long as you're connected with Planet Fitness.
Wow, nice. Now let's talk about what inspired you to balance your studies in business administration with building a career as a certified personal trainer. And what advice would you give to international students trying to pursue multiple goals like you here in Canada?
It's all about your interests, okay. It's this is I this job which I do, and this profession which I'm in, it's very very passionate driven for me, okay. So health and fitness used to be my passion since I was like 13 14 years old, right. And when it comes to business, that's, I would say, that's something which is in my blood. Okay. I've always been very good with numbers. I've always been very good at commerce, accountancy, economics, etc. So my dad was also a businessman. My dad before him, my grandfather was also a businessman. My great grandfather was also a businessman, and so far from my mom's side. Okay, my mom's side, there were a lot of accountants and businessmen as well. So it's I don't know how, but I've been always attracted to the idea of a business and how a business operates. I've been very intrigued about it. So I tried to connect the both the worlds. Okay, I tried to connect both the worlds. I was approaching my commerce education formally, and then informally I was expanding my knowledge in health and fitness. Okay, and this again happened because my interest was in there, and because I also was predisposed to that environment. By predisposed, I mean everybody around me was doing business at my home.
Yeah.
So from very small age, I was able to focus on that. So if anybody, like any other student who's also trying to make balance or try to get into different sorts of field, I would say only do it if number one, your passion calls for it. Okay, don't do it to chase money. If you're doing it to chase money, at one point you're gonna lose that motivation. Okay, so if you're able to go at it with a passion point, and if you're able to go at it in a sense that this is something I'm good at, okay, then you'd be able to balance both the worlds. And that's what I personally did as well. Okay, I identified my talent and then I identified my interests.
Now, at Centennial College, when you were there at Centennial College, you served as the vice president of the Indian Club and represented the institution in the Ontario Gujarati Student Association as well. What inspired you to take leadership roles in community organizations? And how did they help international students adapt to life in Canada?
Okay, so both these organizations, talking about them, what inspired me to be a part of them was, of course, it's a leadership role. I'm always intrigued about leadership and I want to explore that area more and work on my leadership skills. But it was also helping me connect to a lot of people around me, especially from my community. Okay, and as a new immigrant, when you are in this country, you feel very, very homesick. Okay, you miss your family, you miss your festivals,
Sure.
you miss your, those get-togethers where you used to get out with friends, right? A lot of people don't have access to those,
True.
right? So the Indian Club and Ontario Gujarati Student Association, right? Both of them worked in these aspects. Okay, they were able to host a lot of different
Cultural
festivals,
events?
cultural events, festivals around Toronto inside Centennial College. Okay, I personally, when I was a part of those teams, I was not very, very successful in doing it, but it was still a learning process. It was still fun, right? So when I was at Centennial, working as a certified trainer as well, that's when I went into I saw an opening for the Indian Club vice president, and I was like, let me apply for this. It looks something like fun. So that's where I went into it, and like I said, they were working on we were trying to work on cultural events. I did try to make some things happen, but then my time at Centennial was cut short because I was graduating, right? Ontario Gujarati Student Association, on the other hand, they were a lot more broader and connected throughout, right? So the whole association, they had students and different people from different universities across Ontario. Okay, there were people from Western, U of T. Okay, there were people from Centennial, Seneca. There were people from Windsor, all across southern Ontario, right? I don't recall if we had a Laurentian representative, but there were a lot of people from across Ontario, and this connected us all. Okay, and this connected us throughout different colleges and universities where, again, students who were feeling homesick, were missing festivals, were missing friends, or just, something simple as speaking their own language, okay, speaking Gujarati.
Sure.
They were able to get in touch with these representatives, and from them they would learn about, events and stuff which they could attend, where they can network, where they can feel like home again. Right.
Right.
I think that's what it stood for, and that's one point where I joined as well, where I could spread that word at Centennial about my that association which I was part of, and through Indian Club as well at Centennial College, I could also link them in there.
You were at Centennial College as well. What valuable lessons have you learned from working at top fitness facilities? And how do you apply them in your role as a training department manager here at Planet Fitness Sudbury to support both clients and your team's success?
I'll tell you, there's two aspects of what I learned. One I learned were soft skills, and one which I learned were technical skills. Okay, there's two ways I help people, with my soft skills and with my technical skills. Okay, and I learned both these throughout my whole journey. I was first at LA Fitness, then I was at Centennial College, then I was at a place called Fitness Connection, okay, and then I moved to Planet Fitness Toronto in Pickering, right? Everywhere I learned a bit of technical aspects to my job, and I learned soft skill aspects to my job, right? Now, how do my soft skills, what I learned throughout my whole journey, to help with clients, right? Like we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are intimidated to come to the gym, okay, and a lot of people feel that even when they get inside the gym, right, they're working out, they're constantly feeling that, right? They're seeing the person work out beside them, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, this is, I cannot do this, or they start comparing, blah blah blah, and that's how they feel, right? My job at different facilities, including Centennial College, was to make that transition easier as well for people, right? So everywhere I learned that when it comes to my soft skills part, people need to be motivated a bit. They need to grow their confidence a bit, right? Because a lot of people can achieve a lot of stuff and they underestimate themselves a lot of time, right? So throughout my whole journey as well, I learned this by communicating with a lot of different people, and I learned how to convey that message to them, okay? Because everybody's understanding of health and fitness is different, right? I have to be able to convey my technical knowledge and what I learned throughout my whole journey to people in a way they understand,
Right.
right? So this going through different facilities, working with 100 to 1,000 different people, I refined those skills as well, how to properly communicate my knowledge, how to properly communicate the message of health and fitness to people, okay, in a way which would benefit them and would make them show up more to the gym and make them feel more confident about themselves, right? And when it comes to helping with my team as well, those soft skills, I've also worked. I've not only worked with clients, but I've also worked with a lot of people who were my colleagues, right? They were also working at a gym, right? And not all my colleagues were comfortable with the gym environment, nor they were so had that technical knowledge. So even with when it comes to helping my team and with my soft skills, it's about, again, listening to them, communicating in a way they understand, okay, and overall just make the gym a fun environment. Just you being your presence, just the way you talk, you have to make it a fun environment. And then it comes the technical part, the technical aspect to my gym, right? The technical aspect to how I help people. So everywhere I worked, like I said, I worked with I worked with people who were physiotherapists. I worked with people who were strength and conditioning coaches. I've worked with a lot of different people who had different sorts of issues where I had to research, I had to consult with my other colleagues, I had to consult with my boss on how I can help them, right? This also helped my technical expertise on it, okay? And now if somebody comes in with XYZ issue, I've already gone through it a bit, right? And I'm able to apply that knowledge to help them.
So, how do you approach creating personalized fitness plan for clients with different goals? For example, somebody has weight loss, somebody has weight gain or muscle gain or endurance. So, how do you approach that?
Yeah, when talking about beginners, like if somebody who's never been to a gym before, if somebody who's never been in a gym environment before, has never worked out, all these are it's a very new stimulus for your body, okay? It's something which your body has never been through working out. So in the start, most beginners, they see really good results, right? Regardless of what your workout regime would look like. As long as you're pairing it up with good nutrition and you're working out 3 to 4 days a week, you're gonna see good results, right? So in the start, beginners don't have to diversify their workout plans a lot. They just need to learn certain foundational movements. They just need to learn certain foundational exercises as well, I would say, right? I would talk about like squatting, deadlifting. I would talk about lunges. I would talk about anything which is like a pulling motion, like a row, or something which is a pushing motion, which could work your chest and other muscles. There's certain foundational movements which you'd need to learn. I would make sure that as a beginner, number one, you learn those foundational movements, right? So those are in your workout plan. Secondly, regardless of what expertise level you're at, you 100% need to train your each and every muscle group in your body at least 2 times a week to see growth. Okay, because let's be honest, if you're a swimmer, if you're a golfer, if you're a tennis player, if you are a bodybuilder, if you are a soccer player, you're looking to improve your sport or you're looking to reach your goal through gaining muscle mass. Okay, nobody's dropping their muscle mass a lot to reach those goals, and unless like there's like extreme examples, like if you're like a boxing person who's trying to reach a certain weight, right? Everybody's trying to gain muscle mass. So in that scenario, as a beginner, you don't have to diversify it a lot, as long as you're learning certain foundational movements and you're hitting each and every muscle group 2 times a week. Okay, and then addition to that, nutrition plays the biggest role. Okay, so now my as a personal trainer, my scope of practice is limited to training, right? It's limited to what you do in the gym. When it comes to nutrition, that's something which a nutritionist or dietitian or somebody who has excelled in that field could tell you more about. But I've also explored a lot in that area because nutrition plays the biggest role. Okay, 70%. If you have a goal where you want to gain weight, lose weight, gain muscle mass, lose muscle mass, increase flexibility, get better from an injury, you're working on an injury, you will need to work on your nutrition. That's going to be 70%. Okay, so nutritioning wise as well, I try to help beginners by giving certain general advices, right? Where they can get started with nutritioning and build their foundation over there. Nothing very, very specific, something which a general tips anybody can give you, any health professional can give you, right? And when it comes to diversifying it, okay, when it comes to diversifying exercises, that's something which is experimentation and observation, right? Like I like to say that working out is also a science. There's experimentation and observation which goes on. After a lot of beginners learn certain foundational movements, some people would react differently to it. Some people would react a second way to it. Some people would react a third way to it. Somebody would like an exercise. Somebody would get injured from an exercise. Somebody would feel that an exercise is too easy, right? That's where diversification comes in. That's where me as a trainer, I either observe what you're doing, I either converse with you, or you bring that information to me, which would help me understand your case even more specifically. And that's where diversification goes on, right? Okay, this exercise would help your specific scenario, right? But in the start, as a beginner, I would say what you need to focus on is building foundation, building consistency in the gym, and building consistency with your nutrition.
All right. How do you help clients who are completely new to fitness and feel intimidated by gyms?
Yes. So that's a very, very common emotion. If you're going through something like that, let me tell you, so many people, most of the people feel that, okay? Not everybody's born a bodybuilder. So I'll tell you a bit about my experience at Centennial, how it helped me with this. So at Centennial College as well, when I was working at the Athletic and Wellness Center, there were so many students who were my clients who were, not comfortable even speaking English, or they were not comfortable even being in that environment or being in Canada, like I said, just like myself, right? So in that scenario, what you need to do is, you like, as a trainer, what I would do is you have to be with them. Okay, you need to spend time with them, you need to help them inculcate confidence in them, right? And to put it in layman's term and to put it as simple as possible, you just need to get into the gym and you have to do that exercise, or you have to do that movement. Once you do it, once a person does it, they do not feel intimidated to do it again. Okay, so it's so what I try to create in my clients is, number one, you have to show up to the gym, you have to work with me, and you have to be consistent about it, right? After a week or after 3 or 4 days, after they've been through that motion, the intimidation goes away by themselves, right?
Right.
And I would say that's something which even if you're trying to do it by yourself and you don't have professional help, just get into the gym, do that exercise, right? And once you're done with it, you'll figure out it's not something which you had to be worried about or you need to fear.
This question is like the most, like, I don't know, asked question, or everybody is very much concerned about losing weight. All right. So, what's the best workout routine for beginners to lose weight and build muscle at the same time?
Yes. So I'll be honest, like, this is also one stigma which is amongst people, is losing weight, right? They start caring a lot about what the number says on the scale. Okay. I would say you want to change that aspect totally. You never want to say lose weight. Okay, you want to approach it. You can say lose fat, right? You
Okay.
can say lose fat, but even fat, you need that in your body. It's very important for your body as well, right? Fat also has very important functions in your body, right? So then the conversation comes to what you want to do is you want to take different other factors into account. How you're feeling. Do you feel stronger every day? Does your appetite go up? Do you feel that you're changing how you look in the mirror? Is your definition changing, right? You want to go to, you also want to find out if what your body composition looks like, right? There's something called body fat percentage, right? So when you start taking all those factors in, all you have to focus in the gym is getting stronger, lifting or putting a bit more effort than you did the other day, than you did the last time you were in the gym, right? And then also focusing on nutrition, okay? If you focus on, when it comes to focusing on nutrition, if you are diversifying your food and you're having all the important macronutrients, and then you're pairing it up with just putting a bit more effort than what you did the last time in terms of working out, you're number one going to see more muscle mass, okay? And as your muscle mass goes up, automatically you're going to see more definition. You're going to see your fat mass go down as well, right? In the start, at least as a beginner, okay? And when time goes by, that's where you have to be more specific, and that's where you have to start researching more what you can change in your diet plans, okay? But as a beginner, when it comes to gaining muscle and losing fat or losing weight, that's what you need to focus on, okay?
Okay.
Focusing on macronutrients to the nutrition and doing more in the gym each time you're in there.
Wow. Okay, so here comes another question. What are the top 5 common mistakes beginners make when trying to get fit? Or let's say when trying to lose weight or whatever. And how can they avoid them? What are the 5 common mistakes?
Like coming to 5 common mistakes and stuff like that, what I would say is one thing I've seen a lot of beginners do is the moment they step into the gym, it's lesser of smart working out. They either go into working out too hard or they either go into under training, so working out too less, okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of beginners who I see, they come into the gym with this mentality, oh, the more I work out, the more days I come in, 6 days, 7 days a week, I'm gonna see my results. You're gonna see good results for the first 3 to 4 months because it's new for you, but after that, okay, it all turns around. You start to hit something called a plateau, and your body gets used to it. Okay, that's one thing I've seen. Okay, and then they also start under training a lot. A lot of beginners I see, they start relying on cardio too much. Okay, cardio is something which would by cardio I mean doing cardiovascular exercises like treadmills, bike, etc. They're good warm up. They're good for training your cardiovascular health, but they're just a tool. Okay, they're gonna help you lose calories. They're gonna help you burn energy. Okay, but in the grander scheme of things, where if your goal is to gain muscle, lose fat, make your life better, you want to use those things as a tool. Okay, that's a mistake a lot of people make as well. Third mistake I would say is I can only like a lot of beginners I see, they're also very shy to ask for help. Okay, if you see that your gym has a trainer, or if there's something where you can even meet a trainer, it does not you don't have to pay for it. Even if you get a free session or something, go in there with an open mind. Go in there to learn things. Okay, trainers are also there to help you out. Don't feel shy to ask for help in the gym. Okay, that's something I would also suggest a lot of beginners to do. Okay, and then when it comes to more working out aspects and stuff about it, okay, I see a lot of beginners, what they also do is something which I just went over as well. They're not
Yeah.
training their muscle group at least 2 times a week. Okay. A lot of people come into the gym, they're, trying to do exercises, lifting heavy, going through different machinery, right? But they're not focusing on each and every muscle group in the body. They feel like, okay, if I want to work on my upper body, I just need to train upper body. If I want to work on my lower body, I just need to train lower body. This will not help you. Okay, you need to work on all your body, each and every muscle group. Okay, And a lot of mistake. And one last mistake I would say. I think that's like four. I said I don't know. If you need me to keep going, just tell me. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
One more thing I would say is when it comes to the gym, a lot of people only focus again. They only take a few aspects of it, right? They're only taking the aspect of lifting weights, or they're only taking the aspect of doing a cardiovascular movement, right? There's more stuff you can do at the gym actually. What you can do is you can go into functional training, you can do some mobility, you can do some stretching, you can do some warm up and cool down, something which a lot of people skip as well, not warming up before their
True.
exercises, not cooling down after their exercising as well. A lot of people, what they also do is they do their cardio before their strength training, right? Now there's no harm in doing that, but then if your goal again is as a beginner is to gain muscle, lose fat, that's only going to exhaust your heart before your muscles, and you wouldn't be able to build muscle. Okay, so you also need to follow a good flow of exercising, warming up, strength training, cardio, cooling down. So you're focusing on all aspects of your functionality, okay, not just your body composition. Yeah.
Or I think I would like to add on that spending hours and hours in the gym also another mistake
Yes.
to get the result.
Yes, that's also something. I know that everything I said, it's too overwhelming. Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Yeah, I know it does get a bit tricky. That's where the knowledge comes in, where you can research or where you can again approach a trainer. Right? You don't have to spend hours as well. Like I said, it's about smart working out. It's about being consistent. Okay, you working out 1 hour for 4 days a week, so that's like 4 to 6 hours, let's say 4 to 6 hours a week. That's gonna help more than you working out 3 hours straight 6 to 7 days a week. Okay, if that other workout plan, the first one, if it's concentrated, it has all the aspects of health and fitness, that's gonna help you a lot more than spending a lot of time in there. Okay. So you want to go a bit more technical at it. You want to see that you're hitting certain bases, but not even overdoing it too much, right? That's where I get case specific. What is too much for you? What is too less for you? And that's where either professional help comes in, or either you can again. There's a lot of information on the internet, guys. Just go
Alright.
online.
Okay, so when it comes to time, people as an international student, as an immigrant, you have to balance your work, you have to balance your study and everything. So if someone has only 15 to 20 minutes a day, what's the best way to maximize that time for fitness? And also, what are some simple and effective diet tips for people looking to eat healthy but have a busy schedule?
Yeah, so like everybody who goes to the gym, they have certain responsibilities. They're not somebody is a dad, a mom, something like that, and everybody's bouncing around, right? So you have to approach it in a different way. You have to make this a part of your lifestyle when it comes to working out and nutritioning. Okay, that's something which I help people with as well. When it comes to nutritioning or diet, making it a part of your lifestyle, you have to start looking at food as fuel for your body. Okay, it's fuel for your body. So whatever you're taking inside and whatever you're eating, how is that helping your body? You need to start thinking about that. Secondly, you need to start making healthier choices. Okay, when it comes to improving your nutrition or improving your diet, it does not have to be something drastic where you're throwing your entire plate out and then bringing something something out of Google, some recipe which you've never had. Okay, you can make smaller changes, right? You can have like a little bit more water, you can have a little bit more of that lean chicken breast, you can have a little bit less fat, right, in your food, you can have a little bit more carbohydrates. It's all about the smaller part of it, right? And if you're a working individual, what I would say is something which would 100% help you would be either meal prepping, okay, or just planning how you want to distribute your food. Your food does not have to be super complicated. It can be something very easy to cook and healthy at the same time, right? It does not have to be something super complicated. So find something which is convenient for you. Find something which fits with your schedule and try to experiment how you're able to eat the maximum with the you're able to eat the maximum, have good amount of the nutrients in your food, and at the same time how you're able to balance that with other responsibilities of your life. Okay, so again, that's observation and experimentation.
Okay, can you recommend a quick, effective workout that anyone can do at home to make themselves fit
So if when it comes to home workouts, there's like I'm just gonna assume you have zero equipment with you. So when it comes to working out with zero equipment at home, you want to keep your exercising more to body weight, I would say. Okay, you can take big exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, etc., and make them a lot easier. There's ways you can, we call in professional terms, we call it regressing an exercise. So there's a lot of ways you can regress these exercises, push-ups, pull-ups. What you want to do, number one, is focus on each and every muscle group of your body, which I already told you before, and keep it body weighted when you're doing it at home. And since you're limited by the equipment and by the amount of exercises, the variety of exercises you can do, what you can also do is you can put it in a full body way. Okay, you can try hitting full body 2 to 3 times in a week, right? You can keep it body weighted. You can try using all your muscle groups in it. You can put in squats, body weighted squats, lunges. You can add an explosive exercise like jumping squats or jumping lunges, right? Which would work on the front and back of your legs. For your upper body, you can do maybe like an incline push up, okay, which would work your shoulders, triceps, chest. And since at an incline, it's at an angle, it would be easier, right? For your back, that's where it gets a bit more tricky because you do need certain, when it comes to back exercises, you do need certain tools, etc., because it requires a pulling motion. But something simple you can do is you can just, something like you can keep two chairs and you can put a broom in the middle or some sort of a stick in the middle on those two chairs, grab the broom, and then you can do inverted rows on that thing. Okay, that's something which is an easier pull up as well. Inverted rows, you can look it up. It's basically you have to grab the broom and you have to row your body up there, but your legs are on the ground, so it's easier. I would say those are certain exercises which you can use with, like, you can do with minimal equipment or something you'd find at home, like a bed, a post, a chair, a broomstick, something like that. Okay, but keep it body weighted and keep it focused on all over the body.
What's your opinion on the rise of fitness app and wearable tech and at-home workout programs?
So fitness apps, they're promoting the idea of health and fitness. I wouldn't want to speak against them, right? I love it because I like it because they're exploring that idea. But the fitness apps, they only help you to an extent. Okay, as a beginner, they would help you, right? Okay, you're getting a workout plan in the start, etc. But after a point, when you need diversification, and like I said, working out is also a science. So there's a lot of observation and experimentation that goes on. So you need to start doing that yourself if you're taking help of a fitness app. Okay, and that's where you'd have to keep yourself more informed. Okay, because the person who's operating the fitness app, they're not present there with you. They're not able to observe or experiment with you. All they know is what you're conversing with them. Okay, and even a lot of times that's not enough information as well. Okay, so fitness apps, if you want to use them 100%, they'd give you a lot of good exercises. You can learn exercises through it. If you feel you're at an advanced level of exercising, you can also go into it to find a workout plan which would be very advanced for you. Or if you're just trying to get your foot in the door and start with something simple, 100% go with it as well. But then after a point, what would benefit you more would be personalized approach rather than more generalized, which would be fitness apps.
Right. So there is a question, like everybody starts at one point, but when it comes to busy schedule and they have lots many excuses, and they are not able to continue those exercises, or let's going to the gym, following balanced diet. So, what's your advice for staying motivated to exercise, especially during tough times or a busy schedule?
Like I said, right? Everybody has responsibilities. Everybody has stuff to do. I'm a trainer. Okay, I do this for a living, but I still have my family. I still have responsibilities. I still have a lot of stuff to do as well. I somehow manage it, right? What is important is 100%. Give yourself a break. If you feel like you're not able to keep it up with the gym, give yourself a break. That's totally fine. As long as you are willing to get back to it. Okay, it's all about getting back on the track. It's all about consistency. Okay, so if you feel like you have to tend to something, you gotta take a break, you gotta attend to that. But once you're done, you need to get back on the track. Okay, and that's what's also gonna give you results. And secondly, motivation also is only gonna take you so far. Motivation, how do you gather motivation? First of all, right, you looked at an actor, or you looked at an actress, or you looked something online, or somebody told you something which inspired you to do that, go into working out, or get to the idea of working out. That's going to be your initial motivation. But you sticking to that purpose, you're only going to be able to do that so far. If you hit one small snap, or if you hit an injury or something like that, that motivation would go away right there. Discipline is what going to get you there. Okay,
Self-discipline.
coming to the gym knowing what I'm doing is right, it's going to help me, it's going to benefit me. I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's snowing, I don't care if I don't have snow tires. I'm going to go to the gym, right? That's what's going to help you the most, I would say. And after a point, that discipline gives you results, and just looking at the mirror, you feel that what you did was worth it, and that gives you more motivation. That motivation, you take that motivation and you turn it into more discipline. Okay, take motivation, turn it into discipline. That's what you want to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. Almost at the end. So, almost at the end of this year as well, 2025. And with 2025 around the corner, how can someone stay motivated and committed to their health and fitness resolutions throughout the year?
Uh, like I said, right, it's about more about discipline rather than motivation. So coming to taking into the taking the new
resolutions.
year, right? It's New Year resolution. Let's say you took a resolution, stick to it. Go to the gym at least till you see results. Okay, at least till you see results, at least till you see something in the mirror, or at least till you feel in a different way. Okay, stick to it. And then after that, let that result drive you. Okay, knowing the logic behind it, that what I did is what helped me reach here. If I do more, that's going to help me reach even further more. Okay, that's how you want to keep going at it. All right, and then if you feel that you have to take a break, that's fine, take a break, come back on. If you feel that you could use help, do not feel shy asking help at whatever gym you go at. Take help from the internet, take help from your peers around, take help from any source of information. Okay, and it's going to be internal and it's going to be external. All right, so internally, motivation and discipline is what's going to lead you. And externally is help is what's going to lead you.
Wow. Okay, so before we leave, what are your future plans for growing your career in fitness and business, and how do you aim to use your experience to inspire and support others on similar paths?
I like I said, right, this is a very passion-driven occupation for me. So definitely, I'm trying to explore more in health and fitness industry. I do have other plans coming as well. Okay, like I was in Toronto for 3 years, so over there as well, I was able to connect with a lot of good people who share the same passion as me and the same interests as me. I'm trying to grow my name in the industry and trying to establish something else as well. I definitely am looking to explore into expanding my knowledge, right? So my knowledge right now, it's more to what I do in the gym, what people do in the gym. I want to expand to nutritioning, right? So that's one thing I'm also exploring, and that's something there's a business in there which I'm also working on. Okay, and talking about anybody who wants to come or sorry, who wants to join this industry, who's struggling in this industry, it's gonna depend on two things. Okay, technicality of it and the soft skills of it, right? So technicality wise, always try to keep expanding your knowledge, always be humble, always be open minded. Whoever's working around you, if they're above you, below you, take knowledge from them. Soft skills wise, exp- you know uh, try to build emotional resilience, try to be a part of a community, or be a part of the gym which you're at. That's going to also ensure that you get successful at the gym. Okay, because gym is a totally different working out, and gym service is a totally different service compared to other services out there. You need to have a different sorts of emotional intelligence, and you need to operate in a different way compared to other places, I would say.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for this wonderful nuggets and amazing informations regarding fitness and health. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arjun, for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody, and keep working out, okay?